Hey there, folks. Smart from Like Minded Lunatics coming at you with your Monday music matchup. I hope you're doing well. I can't wait to get today's matchup. Before we do that, let me encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It really helps us out here on YouTube, and it don't cost you nothing. Also, we've got a lot of content that we're creating here at Like Minded Lunatics, not just YouTube stuff. So we obviously have our YouTube channel, but we also have a television show on Austin Music T.V. We also have live shows that we're producing and creating here in the Austin area. So if you want to check out all the stuff that we're creating and that we're doing here at Like Minded Lunatics, I would encourage you to not only subscribe to our channel here at YouTube, check out our Facebook page so that you can see updates on everything that we're doing. All right, so today we've got a fun one. This is one that was suggested to me from folks off of Facebook. We're going to take a look at System of a Down's classic song, Chop Suey, came out in 2001, and I know the exact year it came out because I saw them at this Ozfest in 2002. I don't even know if you could see it on the back. There they are. Yep, they opened for Oz in 2002. Saw them perform this song, and we're going to compare it to a cover of this song by an artist I am not familiar with because I'm an old man, Lil Uzi Vert. So I'm not a hip-hop guy, or I haven't been since the 90s, and apparently Lil Uzi covered this, so I'm excited to take a look at it. So we're going to take a look at System of a Down first. Again, very familiar with this song. Very familiar with it. You don't have to quote trivia to me. I know all the trivia about this song, so let's just remind ourselves of what an awesome tune this was. System of a Down, Chop Suey. All right, I'm going to deprive you of the wake up, but let's talk about it for a second. Hot damn, what a beginning of that song, isn't it? Man. Now, for those of you who are not guitarists, it is an interesting bit of trivia here. And yes, I know all the trivia. Don't quote it to me in the comments. They're in drop C for this. So standard guitar tuning is E standard. A lot of rock songs are in what's called drop D. So the top string, the low E, will be tuned to a D instead of an E, but in this case, the entire guitar is tuned to a C, so it gives it this really, really unique sound to it. Really love this intro. Always have loved this intro. It's just, boy, it's magnetic, isn't it? Let me back it up, and we can hear Sej do the wake up!
Self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to die. Wake up! Wake up!
All right, we'll stop there. Hot damn, what a great song, right? And you've not lived until you've been in a mass of 20 to 30,000 people, and everybody is bouncing in unison to this thing. Jesus Christ, it's a great song. All right, so we're going to take a look now at a cover by Lil Uzi Vert. Again, I'm not familiar with them, but this was recommended to me. Apparently, Lil Uzi, I was depressed to see this part. I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you. The man was born in 1994. 1994, that was my senior year of high school, ladies and gentlemen. This man could legitimately be my son. I am old enough to be this man's father. In any case, apparently Lil Uzi grew up listening to all kinds of stuff. I think I've seen, they've quoted Marilyn Manson as being a huge influence, so I'm excited to hear this. I have no idea what this is going to be. I can't imagine a hip-hop version of Chop Suey, but let's do it. Sounds like it's still in C, ain't it? They've retained that. Doesn't even sound hip-hop to me. We're in at 2 seconds, Mark, and you've already stopped the goddamn song. Sorry about that. I'll rewind it.
roads are merged into one. Yeah, forced to join.
I'm very confused at this point. This sounds less like a cover and more like we're going to retain the instrumentation and do hip-hop stuff over the top of it. Is that a cover? I guess that it is. Interesting. The only thing I'm going to say here at the beginning of this, not a fan of the auto-tune. I'm not a fan of the auto-tune. I know it's an aesthetic choice at this point. It's a musical choice at this point that folks like the way that it sounds. Man, as much as I love digital music, and I do love a digital music, one of my best friends is a professor of digital music, I still like the human component of a voice. Don't you? I just want to hear Lil Uzi's voice. Lil Uzi, if you just had sang When the Roads All Merge Into One, You're Forced to Drive, I think I would have been into that more. I don't know. I feel like I'm being negative already, and we're only 35 seconds into it. I'm liking it so far. It's just the auto-tune thing. If you're not T-Pain, it's kind of like Hetfield. You don't want to hear anyone else go, yeah! You just want to hear Het do it. I just want to hear T-Pain do that.
Wake up! Grab a brush and put a little makeup. Have to scope and fade away the shake up. Watch you leave the keys up on the table. Here you go create another fable. You wanted to. Grab a brush and put a little makeup. You wanted to. Have to scope and fade away the shake up. You wanted to. Watch you leave the keys up on the table. You wanted to. I don't think you trust.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and say I love the verse. I love the reverb that he's putting on that. Again, I'm not a fan of the auto-tune, but the reverb gets me. Sounds like he's all by himself in a room of some sort. I'm digging that. I think it matches the aesthetic of this song. I'm still not sold on the goddamn auto-tune, but...
My self-righteous suicide. And I cry when angels deserve to die.
All right, I'm a fan of that. How they faded out on that scream, that was damn good. Let's hear that again.
When angels deserve to die.
That was badass. I think they also slowed the chorus down a little bit. I'm unsure. I'd have to see that, or actually listen to that with a metronome going, but I feel like they've slowed that down a little bit. Let's listen to System again.
Grab brush and put a little makeup. I just got the fade away. Why'd you leave the keys upon the table? Here you go. Create another fable. You wanted to. Grab a brush and put a little makeup. You wanted to. I just got the fade away, the shake up. You wanted to. Why'd you leave the keys upon the table? You wanted to.
Well, I don't think you trust in my self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to die. And my self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to die.
It's just not occurring to me as I'm actually listening to this closely, is that one of the things that I think is really compelling about this song is the juxtaposition between those melodic parts and then the really fast stuff. Serge, is it Serge or Serge? I'm unsure.
Try to say Serge. It's not so difficult. Surge sounds like a detergent.
I think one of the things that's really affecting about that song is his ability to kind of transition between those two things seamlessly. And it really does capture, I feel like, the theme of this song and does it really, really well. I think it's one of the reasons why it's so affecting is this song is because of that juxtaposition. All right, let's go back to Lil Uzi Vert.
Wake up! Grab a brush and put a little makeup. Have to scope and fade away the shake up. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? Here you go create another fable. You wanted to. Grab a brush and put a little makeup. You wanted to. Have to scope and fade away the shake up. You wanted to. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? You wanted to. I don't think you trust in right here to your God. And I cry when angels deserve to die.
That's great. I love the fade outs on his screams. Again, I'm not a fan of the auto-tune stuff. That part of the song is losing me. But these moments where he's screaming and you can hear it's his voice and then they digitize it as it fades out seems very cinematic to me, almost orchestral. And I think, again, that's one of the reasons why System of a Down works, is because we get that, I mean, it almost sounds grungy, like hearkening back to the grunge movement, but then we also get what almost sounds like elegy, like elegiac singing, when angels deserve to die. Almost seems like you're in a church, right? Juxtaposed against that, I think the same thing is happening here with Lil Uzi Vert with those screams as they digitize them, as they fade into nothing.
When angels deserve to die.
And then that part loses me. I'm sorry. You know what? I feel like that's a generational choice. I remember hearing people talk about, guitarists in the 80s and like, man, I'm just not digging it. I really would like to hear some stuff from the 60s and 70s. I feel like I'm that guy now, that the technology that the younger ears are appreciating are not as appreciated by my ears. So I get that it's an artistic choice at this point. I'm just not into it.
On this ledge, they wanna ask me how I feel. Too late.
I wanted to. That's interesting. Now I'm on edge, standing on this ledge. Anyone ask me how I feel? Too late. I wanted to.
Standing on this ledge, they wanna ask me how I feel. Too late.
I wanted to. Are those keys that I'm hearing? Almost sounds like dun 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 dun. Almost sounds like keys on there, keyboard stuff. There ain't nothing better than a fading out guitar, especially when you pan it, right? Let's go back and listen to that. I mean, again, I'm a old guy, so I'm a sucker for guitar stuff, but...
Wake up!
Yeah, and then you pan it back and forth between the speakers. It's great, isn't it? All right, let's finish up System of a Down.
So
just suicide. Why cry when angels deserve to die?
Then we also get that fade out on the guitar and the panning. Great. I think I missed it. I don't think Lil Uzi did the Why Have You Forsaken Me? Did he? I don't think that he did. I feel like that is so fundamental to this song. It's a shame that he didn't do that part. But I guess it kind of fits, though, because, you know, if my reading of it holds true, System of a Down is kind of juxtaposing, you know, that grungy punk metal with almost an elegiac feel to it, almost a, you know, gospel-y feel to it. And Lil Uzi is not doing that. Lil Uzi feels like the existential strife, but coupled against like social media modernity. Does that make sense? Whereas System of a Down does feel more like my generation raging against the failure of religion. And this feels more like the failure of society, not supporting the person. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to listen to it a dozen or so more times. But I enjoyed this one. Usually we try to come up with which one we like better on this. I probably am going to go System of a Down. Not probably, I am. But not because I don't like Lil Uzi Vert. I think their version is fantastic. I really do like hip-hop versions of metal and metal versions of hip-hop. I love seeing that because I do think that there's a lot more crossover between those two genres than a lot of people initially would suspect. It's just that you don't see it all the time reflected in the music and in the art. And so even if I don't fully like a version, I'm happy to see it because I like seeing those crossovers. Not a fan of the goddamn auto-tune, though. I'm going to go ahead and say that flat out. The auto-tune is just something that, oh my God. It's the same as steel guitar for me. Like growing up, my parents loved country music. Anytime I'd hear that steel guitar, them dudes on the steel guitar, I'd think, oh, Christ, do I have to listen to this? That's how I feel about the auto-tune. I would rather hear a warbly voice, wouldn't you? I'd rather hear a warbly out-of-tune voice than something that's been tuned by the old computer. But that's just me. All right, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I had fun with it. If you've got any suggestions for me of things that you'd like for me to take a look at, it's always easier to get them to me if you send them to me over on our Facebook page because we get so many damn comments here. I try to keep up, but boy, oh boy, it is getting harder and harder to do. Hundreds and hundreds of comments come in, and sometimes they just slip through the cracks. So if there's anything you ever want me to cover, shoot over the Facebook page and let us know. All right, folks, let me know in the comments what you think. Make sure you check out a bunch of our other stuff. Take care of yourselves, folks, and I'll see you soon.